Welcome, everyone. My name is Adam Chamberlain. I'm here to chat with my colleague and partner, Jennifer King, in the environmental practice in Toronto's Office of Gowling WLG. So, first of all, welcome, Jennifer. How are you
Hi.
today?
Great. Thanks so much, Adam. How are you?
Good. Just curious, first of all, how you came to be an environmental lawyer.
I started my career doing general civil litigation. And when I joined the environmental law group at Gowling, that was when I became an environmental lawyer specifically. What I love about the practice of environmental law is how diverse it is. So, my practice right now runs the gamut. I am working on some constitutional cases and some regulatory work, and really right across Canada.
How has the trend towards and the issues surrounding ESG, how has that impacted your practice?
So, since I've been an environmental lawyer exclusively, I have been working in the ESG space. So, environmental social government governance is a topic that we hear a lot about in the last couple of years. And particularly, I was lucky enough to be involved in the Greenhouse Gas Pollution Pricing Act references, which we argued before the Supreme Court in September. And the decision just came out just over a month ago. And that issue, the issue of carbon pricing, and how we address and regulate greenhouse gas emissions is again something that as environmental lawyers we've been dealing with as part of our practice for many years, but is just really becoming more understood right across law, right across business, and our clients are understanding that regulation of greenhouse gas emissions is here to stay. And then, in fact, there's a lot of opportunities for our clients to really take advantage of.
I'm just curious how this pandemic has impacted your practice as an environmental lawyer.
Really, it's had such an impact on our practices, but it's more had an impact, I think, Adam, on how we practice, not really the content of it, but the logistics of it. I'm very much looking forward to being back in the office and being able to go places in person.
I'm curious, generally speaking, how you've managed during the pandemic, and perhaps maybe you could tell us what you think the high point and let's stick with the high points about the pandemic.
There have been a lot of high points working during the pandemic. I think that there has been an ability to connect with people as we've gotten more comfortable with this format, something that we really didn't do before. And like many of my clients, I'm working from home. I have a partner who's also working from home. I have kids who are at home. And while that's been a real challenge, as you know, there's been also opportunities to connect. So connect with my kids, connect with clients who are also going through a shared experience. So I think in our lifetimes, this is a time when we really understand our challenges that we're all working through at the same time. While they differ, there's a lot of commonality.
What kind of questions and concerns your clients have come to you with over that period of time?
So there's been a number of questions that have been arising around the pandemic. And as a litigator, that sometimes takes the form of, well, how do we approach a piece of litigation when it is remote? When in the context of the pandemic, what's urgent? Like there's just a whole other set of procedural issues that we have to think about as litigators right now. So I've been hearing about those. Also, when we're dealing with people and clients right across the country, there's just such different concerns and needs and challenges that we're facing. And what we often see is that we see different kinds of challenges in the North. And that's not unique to the pandemic, Adam, as you know. They face all sorts of challenges with respect to transportation and movement of goods. And right now, with the challenges of the pandemic, there are also issues with just gathering and making sure that people have an opportunity to participate in regulatory processes and consultation. So we get a lot of questions as well about the changing regulation around climate change and the different regulations around carbon pricing. Over the past 3 years, we've seen constant change in regulation of carbon emissions, greenhouse gas emissions across the country. So at any given time, the map of just carbon pricing regulations across Canada is changing. So when we have clients who operate in more than one municipality, more than one province, right across the country, they're facing different requirements and different regulations.
Thanks very much for your time, and I really appreciate the chance to chat with you today.